2 truths about Claude and Amazon. The first, Claude can write the code for almost any workflow you describe. Ad audits, listing monitors, supplier email drafts, profit dashboards, returns analysis. Coding is solved. The second, and this is the one Amazon sellers learn the hard way, most who try still fail. Not because Claude is bad, because they don't know how far to take their prompts. A longtime brand owner told a roundtable last week he'd spent 6 weeks trying to get AI to work for his business about a year ago. Gave up. He sat in that meeting telling the room he hesitates to try again. Not because AI got worse, because he can't afford another 6 weeks lost. He didn't lose 6 weeks to Claude's limits. He lost them to spec quality. Hi, my name is Maike Intro, Non-Din's AI avatar. Non and the Seller Labs team have written the script for this video. We've sold over $80 million on Amazon since 2012, and our platform downloads over 50,000 Amazon reports every single day. We're your guide to the AI revolution in e-commerce. If you like this, click like and subscribe so you don't fall behind while your competitors figure this out first. A spec is what you hand Claude before any code. The prompt is the wrapper. The spec is what's inside. A bad spec is Claude, audit my ads. A good spec is 4 compounding components that together describe your business surface. Each component answers a question Claude can't guess. Strip one and the workflow breaks. Most Claude tutorials online teach you to specify inputs, outputs, and a success test. Useful, but generic. They don't get you to spec quality for an Amazon business specifically. Component 1. Your business inventory. The shape of what you're managing. Your top 15 or 20 SKUs. Their unit cost. Their FBA fee. Their referral fee. Their returns rate. Their margin class. Without this, every profit calculation Claude runs is a guess. A weekly P&L from Claude that doesn't know your COG are decorative. Most sellers carry these numbers in spreadsheets they've never handed to AI. Component 2. Your constraint layer. What Claude is never allowed to do unattended. Listing edits surface for your review. Campaign pauses surface for your review. Refund disbursements above any threshold you set surface for your review. Sellers who skip this component are the ones with horror stories. Claude auto-edited a bullet point and dropped buy box for a day. Define the boundary before you let Claude near production decisions. Component 3, your decision unit and your output. Is one row of every Claude output a keyword, a SKU, a campaign, a day, or a supplier? Where does the output land? A CSV in a named folder? A local dashboard you can open in a browser? A Slack message in a specific channel? Both CSV and dashboard are buildable in the same prompt. The answer depends on how you actually work in the morning. If you sort and filter, a CSV. If you scan and act, a dashboard. Component 4, your audit loop. Every output appends to a decision log. A weekly review compares this week's outputs to the prior 4 weeks and flags drift. Without this, you ship a workflow that runs forever without anyone checking whether it still works. That's how 6 weeks of decisions go wrong before you notice. If this is the kind of insight you want for your business, hit subscribe. We do this every week. The 4 components stack. 1 tells Claude what data you have. 2 tells Claude what action surface is safe. 3 tells Claude what to produce and where to put it. 4 tells Claude how the system learns over time. Together, they describe a complete business workflow Claude can build in one pass. Example workflow: a SKU profit pulse, weekly profit per unit per SKU with seasonal context, flagging compression. Goal: build me a working SKU profit pulse for my Amazon business, run it once on my data, and produce my chosen output. The workflow flags every SKU whose current week profit per unit deviates from its 12-month seasonal baseline beyond my deviation threshold, classified by SKU margin band. Output choice: I'll tell you whether I want this as a weekly CSV I can sort, a local dashboard view I can open in a browser, or both. Default to CSV if I don't say. Input 1, business inventory. My top SKUs with ASIN, product name, monthly units, unit cost, FBA fees, referral fee, returns rate, SKU class, hero, catalog tail, or new launch. Paste CSV or attach file. Input 2, margin bands. Hero break-even ACOS X%, tail break-even ACOS Y%, new launch break-even ACOS Z%. If I give one number, ask which class it applies to before continuing. Input 3, constraint layer. Never auto-edit listings, never auto-pause campaigns, never disperse refunds. Never act on any decision with greater than my approval threshold in dollars of impact without my approval. Surface only above that line. Input 4, decision unit and output, 1 row per ASIN per week. Columns, ASIN, SKU class, current week profit per unit, 12-month baseline mean, deviation in sample standard deviations, recommended action. Review COG fees, review ad spend, review pricing, hold. One-line reason. Assign the recommended action using this logic. Review COG fees if FBA fee or unit cost in this period increased versus the SKU's 12-month average. Review ad spend if the SKU's ACOS and report exceeds its margin band for its class. Review pricing if seasonality calendar doesn't explain the deviation. Hold if deviation is within one standard deviation. Input 5, audit loop. Every output row appends to a decision log at the path I'll provide. Each weekly run compares to prior 4 weeks and flags any SKU recommended for review 3 weeks running without resolution. Input 6, seasonal baseline, last 12 months of monthly revenue, plus my launch calendar with dates. Input 7, data source. Either I paste my settlement reports and sponsored products CSVs, or I have an MCP wired and you can pull live. Tell me which path to choose based on what you can access. Build the script. Run it on my data. Show me first week of output in my chosen format. If any line is wrong, tell me which input I need to fix. When Claude runs the first week, you get either a CSV or a dashboard with rows for every SKU and a recommended action. 3 things to do with the output. Sort by deviation score and look at the top 5. If a flagged SKU surprises you, check whether your COG or baseline data was right. Early misses are usually bad input, not bad workflow. For SKUs with a real signal, dig into the action category. Review pricing opens competitor data. Review ad spend opens campaign manager. The workflow tells you which lever is bending. Let the decision log build for 4 weeks before judging the workflow. Drift detection only fires after enough history. Here's the part most sellers don't see coming. Once you've spent 2 hours answering those 4 components for one workflow, you don't write them again. The same inventory, the same constraints, the same audit loop, attached to the next workflow you build, and the next, and the next. The 6 weeks that brand owner lost a year ago wasn't 6 weeks of building. It was 6 weeks of starting over every session because no component file existed. Build the 4 components once. Attach them to every Claude prompt going forward. The second workflow takes a fraction of the first. That's the real shift. One good spec opens the door. Sellers who walk through it stop carrying ideas in their heads and start shipping them. The supplier email drafter you've been meaning to build for 8 months. The returns analyzer you keep saying you'll get to. The reimbursement claim finder you assumed needed a developer. The brain unlocks once, the rest flow. Which of the 4 have you never written down? Drop it below. See you in the next one.